To, I think, everyone's surprise, these last few weeks have been nothing short of incredible in terms of new content for Don't Starve Together. From the massive Forgotten Knowledge update and everything that came with it, to yet another year of spooks and sweets as the seasonal event of Hollow Knights arrived just the other day as well, and then just a little cleanup and some extras to go along with it all. It has been insane, folks, and to think that we're here today to actually talk about the next update already, and that's just kinda nuts. And the Forgotten Knowledge update was way more than just a content update as well. It seemingly set up the next true endgame of Don't Starve Together and put things in motion, and its trailer gave us some reunions that we've been yearning for years. Seriously. And I know I say this darn near every time, I think, with every animation that drops, but I think I truly do mean it this time. This cinematic is a must-watch for what awaits you at the very end. Everything, and I mean everything, is coming to a head soon enough. And to think that just mere weeks after a character refresh, we'd get all of this. It just blows my mind. And what we have covered isn't even everything still, folks. We didn't even mention the possibility to have unlimited save slots for worlds now, or how worlds without caves can now also turn them on at will following the update. Or how about all the bug fixes that are honestly pretty massive changes, like how bees produce honey differently now in winter and beyond, how we can place fences at the edges of the world, how shadows spawn, and even how Clay just continues to give modders the one up. It is just bonkers, really. But our focus for the remainder here today is on this part of the post, the final note. It reads, "We are already hard at work on the next update. With the holiday event season starting up, we have a lot to do. So the normal content and character refresh schedule is going to be a little out of whack for a bit, as predicted by yours truly. We have the beta for another content update coming in November, followed by its release, and Winter's Feast in December, which should be a good time, folks. But after a much needed break in December, we'll bring you the Year of the Beefalo, and then, hopefully, be back to our normal schedule. And I have a new little teaser for you for the November beta update. This is a pretty big one and something a bit different, but I think you're gonna like it. I'll admit that at first I was in the group of folk labeling this as a potential farm update of sorts, or something simply plant related, simply because they said it's something different. However, Clay specifically telling us that it's pretty big only opens the door to wild speculation. So, let's do some of that, shall we? Which brings us to this image then. It is obviously some sort of flora with distinct stages of growth, and one that doesn't actually appear to grow all that much to great heights, but looks can be deceiving. And who knows if 5 stages is all this thing has to begin with. What we do know, however, is the name behind this image. Fee, Fi, Fo, Thumb. Some Don't Starve Together sleuths figured this one out, and it alone gives us so much to work with. For one thing, it is an obvious play on the obviously famous Jack and the Beanstalk. And the rhyme itself dates back to 1596. However, most people today just associate it with the classic English poem by Joseph Jacobs. The true line reads, Fee, Fi, Fo, Fum, as I'm sure you guys know. But yet another famous line may actually be more important here for us today, and that being, I smell the blood of an Englishman. The connection, though? Well, who do we know who is actually an Englishman who not only came to America and eventually fled his old name and life, but also has one of the best understanding of what's actually happening in the continent as we speak? Oh yes, this could be big. Or does he, and will it? For you see, while Maxwell is certainly knowledgeable regarding most of the powers at play in the constant, he still is caught off guard by the ancients' prior affinity to the moon. He knows something is happening, yes, as he exclaims that events have been set into motion. Once we actually spawn in the ancient energy, of course. However, I believe that the more telling examination comes from Wormwood, our plant-loving boy. All the other characters mostly just make a fourth wall breaking jest of how things are just not really ready yet, as things aren't implemented fully. All the while, Wormwood here says but a single word: seed. That, ladies and gentlemen, could be huge. And why should we take Wormwood's word for it? Especially when Wartox also seems to know way more than he's letting on about all the stuff in the Forgotten Knowledge update. Well, my friends, can we really name anyone else who shares more in common with the moon than the being who is literally from it, at least in a sense? I mean, seriously, Wormwood was born of the moon. A seed of it, if you will. And none of this is a coincidence. Trust me. That said, all of this still kind of leaves the question of what the heck this update is gonna be come November. Cause let's face it, when it came to Forgotten Knowledge, our ideas may have been a bit out there in our speculation video. However, when Maxwell actually examines Fountains of Knowledge, you know the two things that he says. He says, for one, he always wondered where those parts came from, and two, that he misinterpreted the original design. So boom. We were on the right track. Just didn't get it all that well. But with this guy, I think we got it. I think everyone's got it. It's not just going to be a gardening update. That right there, that's not going to be something that we can grow and make use of. Or if it is, maybe it's a smaller version of what we will be using as a transportation method, everyone. I think they're actually going to do it. We might get up and away officially and Don't Starve Together. Unless Clay is throwing us for the biggest loop out there, there is no way that all of these connections that they have given us, teased us, and then the ones that we have made ourselves because of those teases don't add up to something like that. We are going to the moon at some point. I don't think the moon's coming to us because it already has, per se. There's no way that Wormwood calls that a seed and it doesn't amount to something. There's no way that our other characters who do have knowledge of the constant would not be saying what they're saying because of that. Yeah, it's coming, man. It's coming. And is it really going to be a beanstalk? I don't know. When I first saw that, of course, it gave me Hamlet vibes. For anyone who's played Hamlet, you probably thought the same thing. However, I don't think we're going to get a new biome in the world that we already have. No. And I was honestly surprised that Clay added new biomes to the pre-existing games in the caves, because there's a lot of people who can't run caves anymore. So I was saying for months, if not years, that Clay was not going to do anything else in the caves anymore, was not going to put the end game in the caves, because people weren't going to be able to get to it. But they did it anyway. That's actually good and bad. I'm sorry, people who can't run caves, but that's good. That means Clay's doing what they want to do, and that is how it should stay. But beyond that, man, maybe it's all simply leading up there. But there you have it, everyone. Just a little something different for us after all these update videos. Also, I just haven't seen you guys in a little while. You guys haven't seen me. We're all trying to get through life. We're still trying to manage this world of ours. So I send my best to all of you. Hopefully we'll be back streaming very soon now that the update cycle is over. Of course, until this one shows up in a couple weeks. But yeah, expect streaming to come back soon. Of course, videos are always going to be coming out when I can get them out. Let me know what you guys think about this update, about the connections, how it's all going to be coming together soon. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.